Welcome back to episode 2
of
Messy Situations and Dorm Room Conversations.
Today we have an exciting episode talking about freshman year relationships. We have 3 guest speakers coming on to tell you about their either
a new relationship,
long distance relationship,
or
failed relationship, for lack of a better term.
First, we have the very important
behavior chart weekend recap. Let's insert a photo.
It was Parents' Weekend or Family Weekend.
So it would be a little upsetting if anyone ended up on walk of shame or death row.
Yikes. And as you can see, everyone was very good this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's start at the top with saint behaviors. Let's start with you, Allison. Friday night Halloween rave, okay? There's a DJ playing. There's some awesome, you dress up in your costume. We're going to a Halloween rave, all right? Addison was like, we should invite our friend Aiden, who we talked about in the last episode. We should invite our friend Aiden.
She's here. She's in her cute little costume, all ready to go.
And they were sold out, so you couldn't get a ticket if you wanted to. So we asked Allison, because she didn't know for sure if she was going to go or not. And Saint Allison said yes.
I was back in time, too. I could have gone. It would have been horrible of me to not give my ticket up, because I walk in and they're all cute in their costumes, all got ready, and I was like, imagine if I came in and told one of them, sorry, you're not going. She got my ticket and went to the rave. Second time we've had tickets to something and I didn't get to go.
My bad.
It's okay. I've forgiven you since.
Hey, that's how we meet some of our best friends. So.
That's true. Shout out Hudson and Dawson.
Shout out Hudson, Dawson, that whole group. But not only did Allison do that, that probably would have put her in good girl. So we had some guests over. We had Greer's little sister, Bryn, and then Aiden was going to spend the night too because she just always does after she hangs out with us. So Allison goes, hey, I made their beds, and I left you guys all water by your beds, so.
I took all of their water bottles, my arms full, into the lobby like this, and I start opening them and filling them with ice and water, and then sticking them between my legs as I have to, fill them all up and then carrying back, put next to everyone's bed for when they came home.
Such a sweetheart, literally, what a saint. But Saturday night for Allison. It's a pretty vanilla night, to be honest.
I was gonna come back and go out with everyone, but they left 5 minutes earlier than they said they would, and I had to stop for gas, so I missed them by 10 minutes.
Literally, we were all walking to go over to the little function we were going to, and I just hear, have a good night, girls, and I was like, thank you, and then everyone was like, oh, it's Allison, and I said,
shouting from my car. I followed them through a parking lot like a creepo, swerving through all these big, what are they called, tailgating cars, and
trailers?
People are out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
tailgating cars.
And I zoom up and I go, bye girls, have fun. Anyway, and then I came home and had a headache and went to bed, so.
Pretty lame night for Allison on.
But what was I to do?
On Saturday night. Yeah, there was nothing you could do.
Mm-hmm. But because Saint Behavior overrules, I remain.
And then, as you can see, I'm also on Saint Behavior. Hey! No, honestly, I deserve
it. So, Friday night is the rave. So she goes to the Halloween rave with everyone.
She's Hannah Montana.
She raves, whatever, yada yada. Nothing that exciting happened there. They went and got canes afterwards. That was good. And then she came back, and I walked in her room, and she's still fiending for an adventure because Nerissa just can never have enough. Once she gets going, she can't be stopped.
It was only 2 a.m. I needed somewhere else to go.
So Nerissa goes to have a sleepover at a friend's house. And this similar action has put Nerissa in walk of shame before, but the friend at the sleepover was really nice. So Nerissa actually got walked back in the morning, which means no walk of shame. Good girl placement.
Yup.
So Saturday night, the rest of the girls get ready to go to our friend's house. He has an apartment nearby, so we go there a lot because he's a DJ, so that's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love DJs. They all go, but they walk up to the door and it's silent, so some of the girls leave, which we'll talk about later when we get to their rankings. But Narissa stays with Madison and Ilya.
There was
and
literally
they find
a Halloween party right down the hallway. We were like, we can go to that.
And the
if
function
worse
they were
comes
trying to
worse.
find was 2 stories up.
Yeah, so then we ended up figuring out where the function was.
So then she's hanging out with all these different people. It was Saturday night of Parents' Weekend, though. And people had been day drinking all day because it was a game.
Mm-hmm.
So people were not doing the best that night. And problematically, people were bringing their little siblings to these functions. So, like, this mutual, like, friend of ours, he brought his 15-year-old brother, and that kid was, like, out of his mind, and all sorts of crazy stuff. So Narissa, the superhero for the evening, just goes around rescuing person after person. She stuffs a 15-year-old into his Uber so that he could get home. Madison was dragging him by his coat, so she got some points for that. She walks a friend home that... I say friend, but, like, honestly, we've only talked to him, like, twice. She walks him all the way home to his dorm and makes sure he gets in and, like, is so kind about it, and then goes, rescues, like, 3 more people, because that was at, like, 12, and then she was back at 4. There's a lot of people she rescued in the middle, saved some girls, brought people to the bathroom, made sure someone wasn't, like, dying and, like, drinking too much.
Yeah.
But the last person she saved, you can tell the story.
We're at this, like, dorm function because Madison and I are still feeding for an adventure, per usual. Basically, we walk in, there's people all over the place. There's this one girl specifically that is just trying to get with every single guy in the room. Madison is hanging out with this one guy, and then this girl is literally, some guy's arm is around her, and she literally is going, she's talking to Madison, and she's going, I want him. To the guy that Madison's with, and Madison's like, no, you have him, this one's mine. And then she said, no, I want him. And we're like, what the hell? So I'm walking through the hallway with a different girl. So we see her friend and then one of the guys that she's with, one of the many guys from that night. And I go, hey, are you guys okay? And then they're like, yeah. And then he looks me dead in the eye and he goes, so I was like, oh no, I need to save this man. I'm like putting my arm around her, and then I like hand him my phone, and then I like make him put his snap in so I can text him. And then like later on, I was like, okay, are you guys ready to go home? Because he doesn't go to school here, but he was pretending that he lived in the same hall as us. So I thought he did. So I was like, great, this is an easy way out. I was going to be like, hey, okay, we're going to go back to our dorm. Like, you can come with since you're in the same building as us. And then on the walk home, he was telling us, like, oh, yeah, I don't actually go to school
Kind of smart
here.
of him.
It was smart of him. He was like, no, I don't actually go to school here. I just heard there was free beer, so I went to this dorm room. And then I had to make out with this girl. But he was still a little drunk, so I was like, you're not driving home, because he lives, like, 30 minutes away. So I was like, you're not driving home. So we take him back to our dorm room, me and Madison's, and we just kind of like sat there, talked to him. He's such a nice guy, dude. He's literally the sweetest guy ever. Like, we're seriously gonna be like hanging out with him in the future because he's so nice. So we just sat in our room with him, talked to him for a while. Then it hit 4 a.m. He seemed perfectly fine. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna head back. And we were like, okay, have a good night. So that's that. That was the last person we saved. Unfortunately, we woke everyone up in the process, but...
Yeah.
Okay, on to Good Girl. So, Madison and Ilya ended up in Good Girl. Let's talk about Madison's night first. Friday night, Madison went to the Halloween rave with everyone else. Miley Stewart. She was partying. Nothing really crazy happened at the rave. She came to Cane's with us. Then, basically, she just ended up like going back to the room. Like,
yeah,
it was a good night, you know.
Yeah,
like,
she like had fun, went out, got all dressed up, cute, all the things.
That was actually after her like hike and her cycling class.
Yeah, she had such a long day.
Okay, yeah, she would have ended up in Good Girl that day. Saturday night was a little more eventful for her. She came to Scott's. We went out on the patio, and all of a sudden this guy walks out. Madison thought he was so cute, so she started like talking to him, and then I went back inside, let her have her moment, and then like 30 minutes later she came back in and she was like, and I was like, where did he go? And she was like, oh, like we were making out on the balcony, and some girl came up to him and said, you get out of here, because he like kissed her one too many times or something.
That's so
So
funny.
then like she was probably joking, but then his drunk ass was just like, okay.
Okay.
So he
Bye.
left. So he left. We were like partying, living it up, whatever.
Saving lives.
We walked everyone home. She grabbed the 15-year-old, shoved him into his Uber. Me and her went to our dorm room function. At the dorm room function, she met the love of her life. We walked right in and she said, that is what I want. I had a mutual friend there who was like trying to help her like get this man, because he was like he's not really like that, like he's kind of like a take it slow kind of guy. And so she was just working her way in. So the whole night while I'm out there saving lives, Madison's sitting there on the floor talking to this guy, talking to him about like her music taste,
Midwest emo.
and at the end of the night, she ended up coming back home with me and our new friend. She really made her way back up from last week.
Yeah, remember she was in death row?
Remember that?
Yeah. So good job, Madison.
Talk about Ilya.
Ilya and Callie go as spies to the rave. They look awesome, so cutie. And they rave it up as everyone else did, had a good time, danced about.
Ilya was DD that night, so
I forgot.
Is putting her a little higher on the table.
Yeah, she took my car and drove everyone. Ilya texted me, who she knew was home alone, all by myself in my bed. She texted me to ask if I wanted Cane's, because everyone knows I adore Cane's. So she was like, do you want Cane's? And I was like, it is $1.45.
Saturday night.
She did good. It was a pretty, like, I don't know, nothing crazy. She went out with everyone else. She came back, though, at, like, 12:30 because she had her brother with her, and they had family stuff in the morning, so they couldn't stay out late. But they did still try. They still went out. Yep. They had a good time. Yep. She introduced her brother to people.
Yeah.
Did all the things, but also they were back pretty early and had a successful night, so it was good. She said a few things that would put her in the jar, but those don't need to be disclosed.
Yeah. And then on to our vanilla category.
Which we're going to remind you,
not a bad thing. Just a plain weekend. Like,
for the functions that were available,
you didn't do anything extraordinary. You just were vanilla, and that's okay. Start with Greer. So Greer on Friday night, again, went to the Halloween rave, all cutesy in her little pirate outfit.
She looked so cute.
Mm-hmm. I hear she was like kind of trying to flirt with some guys at the rave, but
I heard she took a Debbie Ryan approach
and did a what?
Hey,
I like your shirt.
Which honestly, like, way to make some moves. Seriously.
She brought her sister out. It was a good time. Saturday night is what brings her down, because we got all done up, got ready to go to Scott's DJ apartment, got all done up. Then when we walked to his normal room, like we said, there was no music playing. So we were like, oh shit, like, did we get the wrong day? Are we at the wrong room? Like, what's going on? Is he not throwing? Mm-hmm. And so literally me and Madison walked down the hallway because we see this like Halloween party. We're like, oh, okay, let's go like see what's going on over here. So we start walking down the hallway. We turn around. Greer, her sister, and Callie are all like, bye, we're gonna go. We said, it's been 3 minutes. Like, we know they're throwing because all of our friends are coming. Like, we had, like, a bunch of people on the way. Like, they all knew he was throwing. So we were like, what are you guys doing? Like, they just said, no, sorry, we're leaving.
They would have waited 5 minutes. They would have been at the function.
We would have found out that we went to Scott's, so it was just in a different room. Greer went to a tailgate that day, so it was already a pretty long day for her. But then it was just kind of like, why would you get all ready and then just decide not to
I think that was the main thing. It is what it is.
On to Callie. Callie Friday night.
Similar to Greer.
Yep. Went out, had a good time. Didn't try and flirt with any guys because she has
a boyfriend.
Who she'll be talking about if you
Yay!
So Callie went out like everyone else. Had a good time. Went back like everyone else did. Really wasn't that crazy.
Saturday for Callie was a rough one because it was so hot and she wasn't drinking enough water, and then she also had coffee and not enough food, and so she almost passed out and like felt sick all day. But despite all that, Callie shows up at night and she goes, where are we going? What are we up to? What's going on? And she's like texting everyone ahead of time. She shows up, energy's high when everyone else is low. And she was like, no one's going to match my freak. Of course, Larissa and Madison matched her freak. But she did leave with Greer and her sister.
So she said she wasn't going to stay out late anyway, but then it was just like,
because she had more family stuff this morning.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, understandable. It makes sense. That's why it's not like bad. It's just
like
middle.
don't get all ready and then just bail
Because she
on
looked
us.
so good, you guys.
I
That's
did her
the thing.
makeup. That's what makes me more
Is
pissed
she
about
looked
this.
so good.
I literally sat there for 30 minutes. I applied all my makeup on her. I was like, wow, you look awesome. Like, we really did our shit here.
It's like you kind of want to like make sure as many. It's like when you have like a beautiful piece of art and you're like, this needs to be shown off to as many people as possible.
Exactly.
And it's like only 6 people got to see that.
That pretty much sums up our behavior for this
chart.
weekend.
On to the main topic of today, which is relationships.
Freshman year, successful and failed relationships.
Yeah, everything in between. So we have our 3 guests for the day, and we'll go ahead and kick it off.
Hi, I'm Callie.
Here
Resident-
for her interview.
Long distance
Long-distance
relationships
relationships.
and gym rat.
So
And guess what
do
we're
we think we're
talking
talking
about
about? First, let's start with some background for the people.
Yeah.
How long have you and Ryder been dating? Which, by the way, Ryder, we love you.
Okay, we just hit a year, October 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were at
So
like
you came into school like 9 months.
9
or so.
months, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I have friends.
we
I have a
dated-
friend that started dating for like 1 month and then went to school, and I was like, that's gonna be rough.
Especially because I feel like you're still in like the honeymoon phase at that point.
Yeah, and then
You're
you're
like,
kind
you're
of like
spending
pushed
all
into
the time
conflict
together.
so
I
much
feel like Ryder and I
faster.
are still in like a honeymoon
Do
phase.
you?
Like it's been a year and like we're still like
Okay.
yeah, we're still good.
Yeah. To me, honeymoon phase is like, oh, you just want to spend like every second together.
Yep,
like...
I'm still there.
Yeah, but now you can't. So.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, first things first, what were you expecting to be challenging? And then what was actually challenging coming into it?
Okay. I was expecting like the timing, like to find time to communicate would be hard. I don't know, it was mainly just that. I knew that we were gonna have like trouble with communication and like figuring things out within the first couple months.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't expecting it to be like so much at once. I thought it'd be like a little conversation here and there. We had a lot of difficult conversations, but like they aren't all bad. Like they made us like they put us in a really good spot where we're at now. But we didn't go in with like a solid like this is how it's gonna work. It was kind of like we know it's gonna be hard, but we'll see how it goes.
So, what have you done to make like the long distance easier for you guys?
Lots of little visits.
Okay,
We try
yep.
we try to do like every like 2 to 3 weeks. Like one of us will we'll take turns going to U of A or to
Yeah.
CSU, and then I surprised him for our 1 year, so that was like a little surprise
Uh-huh.
during the week.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
flew out there for one
Yeah.
day.
Crazy.
I
less
woke up
than
at like
24
3 in the
hours.
morning. Yeah. It
She
was
woke
so
up
fun,
at
though.
3 a.m. to see him for their 1
Yeah,
year.
it was so fun.
What
It
a
was so
good
worth it.
girlfriend. Like, seriously.
Thanks. Lots of FaceTimes, texting each other throughout the day. We try to kind of like send each other like updates throughout the day, and then when we FaceTime later, it's more like details about those little updates. So we still have like stuff to talk about, but we're also like communicating throughout our day, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like I sent him like a care package within like the first month or 2 of school. Whenever like we visit, like we'll leave each other like we'll leave like little notes, and it's like really
Aw,
fun.
So
That's
cute.
so
Yeah,
cute.
I think I left him like 13 last time, so he's like still finding him. He found one today. I was
That's
like, oh, good.
awesome.
That's
But yeah,
adorable.
it's just like
Cute.
little things like that to make it work, and like
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about like the hard parts, the bad parts, all the bad and the hard
Yeah.
stuff that comes with long distance. But I'm sure there's also plenty of good. So like what do you feel like has gotten better or you've like seen that you loved coming out of it?
Our communication has improved way
Good.
more.
Yeah.
It was like when we were with each other every day, like over the summer and in Arizona, it was like easy and like whatever. We didn't really have to like keep each other updated, like do like all these little things. So that's definitely improved. I like that we're able to like make our own friends, do our own things, and like not depend on each other.
Yeah.
Which is like it's kind of scary, just like long distance. Like you don't really know what he's doing, but like we both trust each other and like love each other so much. Where we're happy that we're like having fun and like able
Yeah.
to like do things separate, but like still like grow and like still kind of stay together, and it's kind of cool.
That's
to,
really
like, see
cute.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, I feel like it would be so much like more satisfying when you do finally get to see him.
Oh yeah,
It's like a reward. It's like
it's
a
so-
present.
Yeah, no, it's great.
No,
That's so sweet.
the days before he comes to visit or she goes to visit, it's so cute. Callie like stocks up on snacks for him and just like talks about it all the time and is so excited. It's the cutest thing. When you were in Arizona, what was like your guys' go-to things that you did all the time or like the core parts of your relationship there, and how have you tried to like hold on to that while being long distance? Does that make sense?
That's a,
So,
yeah,
like,
that's a good question.
oh, we
Oh.
always did this or we loved this.
Okay, every month we would grab dinner.
Mhm.
So just recently we started having like a date night.
Mm-hmm.
So like well, I call it like a dessert date. So like I'll go drive to like this little gelato place that I really like, and then like he'll go grab food at the dining hall or grab like a milkshake or grab something, and then we'll just like FaceTime, and it's just like an uninterrupted like little date. Cause like when I FaceTime I'm here, there's always like stuff going on.
Yeah,
and I get
people coming in the
distracted.
room.
So we're still like making like that time for each other and like having like dates.
That's so cute.
That is so cute. Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh
So we
my
did
gosh.
that every month in Arizona, but now we're gonna do it like every Tuesday, I think, is what we said.
It's a date over the phone. That's
Yeah.
so
You
sweet.
get to talk.
And it's like
not
specific
nothing
set aside
crazy,
like
but
date
it's, like-
time instead of
Yeah,
just
like it's like
we're catching up.
uninterrupted. Yeah, that's what I really
Yeah.
like about it.
Okay, well, thank you.
That was
Kylie.
quick.
Kylie,
Yeah,
for being
quick,
on the
easy
podcast.
peasy.
Yeah.
Watch for Ryder on the behavior chart next week.
Oh,
'Cause
Yes,
he'll be
'cause he'll
here.
be here for
He'll be
Halloween.
here, so he'll be on that chart.
Okay, I'm Caitlin. What else do I say?
That's good. Okay, Caitlin is here to talk about what it's like starting dating someone right at the beginning of school.
We want to know if you were planning on coming into college. Like when you did come into college, were you planning on jumping straight into a relationship, or was it like the complete opposite? Were you like, no, I don't want that?
Were you
was
looking for it at
actually-
all?
No, it was actually the opposite. The last thing I wanted was a boyfriend. I'm not complaining, but I literally didn't want a boyfriend until like second semester, and I don't know, he just like showed up.
So then what made you change your mind?
Yeah.
Why were you like, okay, here's the exception?
Yeah, this is
Why
the
what was the
exception.
exception for?
I don't know. He just like treats me really well. He met all my standards. I don't know what else to say. I just really like him.
Aw.
So I was like, okay, I don't want to like wait around
Mhm.
because like
There's no reason
I feel like
to
most
not.
guys in college are probably pretty like shitty, and he was not. So I was like, okay, I'll like give it a try.
I've heard that all the good guys get locked down like month 1 of college. So
Yeah, people
Then you're-
snatch them
yeah,
up.
then you're left with the.
Not specifically like your relationship, but what do you feel like the pros and cons are of like starting dating someone like so quickly at the start of school?
I think it depends on who you're dating. Like, I would not be dating my boyfriend if he cared if I went out and like all that stuff, because I feel like that's a big thing. Because there's definitely in some relationships where like you don't want each other going out, but like I love to go out, and he knows I love to go out, and he doesn't care. He just tells me to be safe.
Yeah, you just
That's
have to
so
have
good.
that, like, trust.
And he's
That's
so
awesome.
sweet,
He is
too.
so
That's
sweet.
I feel
great.
like, I feel like as long as you like trust each other, it's fine.
Mhm.
But I'd say that's definitely a con, is because everyone wants to party. Like, we're freshmen in college,
Yeah.
of course we want to party.
I feel like the cons mostly, like, not for you specifically, but that I hear a lot of girls say is they're like, oh, like, I didn't have time to go talk and meet people. But if you're like, if you meet someone great, then I don't see the point of
Like
Exactly.
continuing
of trying
to
to meet so
explore.
many
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Like, what's the
Yeah.
point? If you find someone awesome, then you find someone awesome.
Exactly. How did you and Ryan meet?
So we actually met on Snapchat.
Okay.
This one does. He snapped me a picture of his snack drawer, and I didn't respond because like I didn't know him. So I just like sent him like just like a boring like I don't know like group snap back, and then he like texted me and he asked to hang out, and then like after we hung out, like we just kept hanging out, and now we're dating. I don't know if I added him first or he added me first, but it was probably just like quick add or something.
Yeah, something like that.
His opening snap was a snack drawer.
Yes, he
Interesting
literally
move, but like
snapped me.
okay.
He snapped me. I think it was a video. It might have been a picture. And he was just like, "Look at all the snacks I have in my snack drawer." And
And you said,
but
I
I
don't give a
didn't-
shit. Allison, you know Ryan, right? Like he's in a
Yes.
couple of your
Yes.
classes. So what do you think about him?
Oh, he's actually like the nicest guy. We were trying to find somewhere to go. We were like, it was a Friday night, we had nowhere to go, and he was like, oh, there's this and this place. I'll see if I can get you and all your friends on the list. And I was like,
He knows
oh,
so many
thank you
people.
so much. And then he came to dinner, like him and his friends came to dinner with our whole group. And I was like, okay, but seriously, how do you know so many people to like go all these places
Yeah.
and you're constantly talking to random people? And like, we walked into the dining hall and probably 10 different people walked up to say, oh, hey,
That's
how are you?"
how
And I was
know.
like, seriously, how do you know so many people? He was like, you just have to be friendly
It's
and
'cause
talk to people and
he-
say hi.
He literally talks to the most random people. Like there was one time we were going back to his dorm, and this guy was carrying like a whole huge pizza. He was like, "Oh my god, where'd you get the pizza?" And they just started like like we walked back to the dorm with them. I don't.
No,
I'm not like that. I don't
me
talk to
either.
strangers
Me either.
like
I
that,
was
but
just
it's so
like
awesome.
quiet, but it's
so
funny.
What do freshman year dates look like? Because no one really has the money
Yes,
to go out on
yeah,
dates.
yeah,
Like,
let's
what are you
hear it,
guys
let's hear it.
doing?
One of the like first few times we hung out, he was like, "I'm gonna take you like to a nice dinner," and so we were planning on it. But the next weekend, like when I was free, was rush. So and then after that, we ended up going to a concert. We spent $80 on a concert instead,
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
yeah.
which is way better than dinner in my opinion. But we go on ice cream dates.
I've heard a lot about dining hall dates and people just like going to like one of the dining halls, sitting down, like that's your like.
We actually
Freshman year
haven't
date.
done that. I'm not.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
honestly,
good.
I think it's so funny and weird, so that's
We
kind of
haven't
good.
done-
I'm like, really?
Like, it's like,
Okay.
how are you gonna pay for her meal? You're gonna swipe her in with
Yeah,
your,
it's
like,
like,
your
this
meal
is-
plan.
Like,
Let
I have
me
19
pay for you.
meals.
We have study dates because
That's
we
cute.
always have so much homework.
You bring them along with all your friends when you guys do stuff too.
Yeah, a lot of times we just go like we go out together.
Like hang out in like a group setting.
It's fun.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
It's fun.
Good.
that's like ideal.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like neither of us have a job, so neither of us have money to spend on dinner. So like, and neither of us have a car.
So you have to
So,
get creative. You're like, we gotta do something.
We did go stargazing. That was really
Oh,
fun.
that's fun.
That was really fun.
You guys dance.
We did dance a
you.
lot.
I've
We
seen
dance,
you
yeah.
dancing, yeah. Okay.
We did dance a lot.
You guys are actually doing fun stuff because I swear half the time
Yeah.
that people start dating like freshman year, it's like, oh, she came over and watched a movie in my dorm.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
it
because
is.
you can
Fun.
you can do fun things without spending money too.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. It's
like
just.
you just gotta like find things to do, like
Mhm.
think of things, but it's fun.
Thank you for telling us about your
course.
great experience so far with freshman year relationships. Next up, we'll be talking about a not so great experience.
Uh-oh.
So. It's chilly. Me and Ursa took an 1.5-hour nap together in my heated bed today. It was the best thing ever. We just cuddled. Insert photo here.
Hey, welcome,
Hey.
Madison. Go ahead. And
My
introduce-
voice is back. Oh, introduce my. Hi, hi, Madison.
This is why she's
My
really
voice is
crackhead.
half back, not completely.
That's perfect. Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
guys, I'm really excited to be here.
Wow, the most energy we've had all day. It's really great.
Let's hear about how orientation boyfriend
Okay.
turned into.
Okay.
Wait, this isn't so good.
Okay, so I met him at orientation. I don't know, he was just like, I was like, oh my god, like I love this man. And I took a picture in the mirror and it says, hey guys, I'm at the love of my life today, and I sent it to my friends. And I was really down bad from day one, quite honestly. We kind of just kept in touch throughout that, like the month like between orientation and school starting, and we like became pretty close, I think. And then we got here, and like immediately after we moved in, like we just started hanging out every single day. Like he kind of became a part of our friend group, which I really liked because I've never had like someone that I had real feelings for like become a part of my friend group. So I think that's like what really stood out to me, and like what like made me have
Yeah.
like, deeper feelings for
Because
it.
it wasn't just,
it was
like,
just, like-
romantic. It was
Yeah.
also like, wow, this is my friend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, so then we did like so much stuff together. Like we went to lunch together all the time. He came to Ramley dinner with us all the time. Like we would like sit in the dorm room, we'd play games all the time, watch movies, like a whole bunch of stuff like that. We kind of, it was just like how much I spend with them, like he was
He
there
was always
too.
there.
He was always there. And yeah, and like he liked everyone, and like you guys liked him at the time. I kind of like came into college like with him, and so my first few weeks here was him. We weren't dating, but like we were like exclusive. So I wasn't like talking to other guys during that time. I wasn't like really getting plastered and like going to random dorm rooms at night, like like just like how people normally do their first few weeks of college. That just like wasn't what I did, because I rather like spend time with him. A few weeks went by, and I was really like really deep in there, and then he kind of just like, yeah, I lost feelings, which it's okay. Since I did come into college with him, like I had to relearn how to do college without him in it, which was kind of the hardest part for me, because like I did really like him. Like I just kind of had to relearn like how to do like just like my normal
things like without him in it, which was fine. Like there's really no hard feelings like about it. Like I'd still like say hi to him if he said hi to me like around campus or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he did want to be friends still, but for me that just like wasn't really like possible for me.
Yeah.
Cuz like I know that I would have always had feelings, even though like I did still want him in my life. Like I knew that I couldn't because he would always just be like
Lingering over you.
it was hard because like I don't know, I felt like you guys had to watch me like go through this whole breakup within a month of knowing me, and I kind of felt like bad about it. Now like it could be for the better because now I do go out and get plastered and talk to guys, and it's kind of awesomeness, which is kind of why I end up on death row all the time. But if you meet an orientation boyfriend, like I don't even know what advice to give you guys. Like if he's the love of your life, then just do it. But
It
I
might
don't know.
turn out like
it might
this.
turn out like this. Just letting you guys know. But like I don't know, seeing a lot of, and now like
You
seeing a lot
don't.
of
You
people-
have no regrets, right?
Yeah, no, I have no regrets. Like seriously, there's like no hard feelings like at all.
She never has anything bad to say
No,
about him.
she's
It's
so,
I know,
she's so
I
defensive,
know.
so sweet.
Like he'll like come up in conversation because like it was just like such a big part
Part of our group, seriously.
Yeah,
for a
like
long
part of our
time.
group.
Yeah.
And so like when he does come up and like something, I always have to just like I always say something like good, and then they're always yelling at me.
You can't do that,
They say
Madison. but-
jar, I say
I know for a lot of people, right when they come into college, they meet someone and it's like all of a sudden they spend so much time together 24/7 like you guys did when they first got to college. But do you think having that month or two of just you were talking because you weren't in the same area, was that good or bad?
it was good. Like I know like at the beginning we were friends because he still had some stuff to figure out like at home or whatever, so like I knew I kind of like did take like a back seat, but we did talk like every single day. We were snapping, we were talking. Like the first like 3 days I knew him, I was like planning concerts to go with him. Like it was like pretty straightforward from the very beginning, I think.
I was really upset at you because I was like,
Yeah,
Madison, I
because-
told you I don't want you to
Yeah,
have a
because
boyfriend.
Narissa did not want me to come into college with a boyfriend. She was like, please, like, don't tell me you have a boyfriend. Like, I was like, no, like, I don't. And then I met this guy at orientation. I was like, I'm sorry. But getting to know each other for the, like, month, like, apart really was so, I don't know. It was
It-
just
it
like,
really
it
helped-
played a big part into
It
coming
helped
here.
build a very, like, not just physical, but emotional
Yeah,
connection.
yeah.
Because when you see
Yeah.
them 24/7 and you're like away from home for the first
Yeah,
time.
it's different because like a lot of the past things that I've had has been like mainly physical and like seeing each other a lot. So like getting to know each other outside of that first, I think really just like formed a deeper connection.
Because there's all the good that you're saying. Like, really, you did enjoy his company, and he was great, and he was part of the group and all of that. But is there, like, negative parts that, other than just us watching you go through that you feel like? Or you're like, no, honestly, it was all good up until that very last second? Or did it feel like then it impacted school or friends or anything like that?
After one specific night, like I knew that it was like
Something was
it
different.
was different. Like I could just feel it. Like my body felt it. Like I started getting like migraines. I started like feeling really queasy a lot of the time. Like just like it was like a 3-day like window where I was just like kind of miserable, and like my body knew, and like I was kind of like trying to deny it, but
And
like
yeah,
and I
but-
like asked him, and he was like kind of just like said, oh, like it's fine, but like I knew that I wasn't, because like
when
like,
you know,
we
you
talked
know.
so like yeah, when you know you know. And after that, like I talked to him about it, and we ultimately, I mean, it wasn't my decision to end it, but it did end. And so it didn't really impact like my schoolwork though, because I do try and like distance myself like schoolwork from like my relationships, but like you can't stop yourself from thinking about it. Like I couldn't like just hide my emotions from like hanging out with my friends. Like if I was upset about it, like obviously it did show. Even just like watching a movie with everyone, like without him, because like we would sit on the couch, and then like I was just like, oh, like what do I do now? It's like doing all those normal things, but
Without him.
but
Yeah.
like honestly, that's always what happens.
It
So,
was
like,
good while it was good, and now you're thriving again.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
you.
yeah. I'm
Thank
awesome.
you, Madison.
I love you guys.
We love you so
much.
much.
We love you.
Take a true fruit for the road. Oh, just watch the screen. Good Lord. Oh my gosh.
You have pants on?
Yeah.
That's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Love
see you
you
next
all. Mwah.